most anticipated March. 728 days without a fresh NCAA tournament bracket. Over 68 teams, 67 games, 6 venues, 1 state.
It is a massive undertaking to host this many games in a compressed timetable. You know, normally we would have the better part of 2 years to plan for something like this, and as a community, you know, we've been working on it for just over 3 months now.
It's a springboard towards recovery coming out of this pandemic. We know there's not another city in the nation that would not want to host this level of March Madness.
How does this all come together? 1,300 basketballs, 150 coach buses, 60 total referees, and a bubble inside 4 downtown hotels. 1 floor per school, 2,500 total rooms. The Marriott team alone dishing out over 1,000 meals per day.
March Madness. Yay. Everybody's excited.
The JWs, Phil Ray, the point guard for how many teams?
I know 26 with us at the JW, 16 at the IMD, and then at the West End and the Hyatt, they've got the remaining team. It doesn't matter whether you're number 68 or number 1 seed, you're going to get the best experience.
Upon arrival in Indianapolis, the signs of Indy's one shining moment will be obvious. The eventual national champion spending at least 20 days inside Indy's bubble.
By the time you hit the airport, all the way through the downtown, it feels like March in basketball. That feels good, that feels healthy, and it feels like we're recovering.
We would definitely move to #1 in the history of the country for hosting NCAA college basketball games. It's a significant moment.
Buckle up, baby. Here we go. March Madness.
The dance is about the details, and this is a first. Charlie Clifford, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Hey, I'm Asher Ferris. I race for ARC Autosport and for AMATS Racing.
This 8-year-old lives, sleeps, and breathes racing. He's excelling in his 2nd year of competitive karting, but in the rare moments that he's not behind the wheel.
How does the car feel for the race? I also have a career on interviewing the IndyCar drivers at Asher's Racing Channel. We got all the social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
Asher's dad helped him launch his channel back in 2019, and since then, he's become a staple as the IndyCar kid reporter who never misses an interview opportunity.
He asks pretty good questions, actually. You know, it's good for us to see, honestly, because we need youth. And I tell people this all the time, we need youth coming into sport in any capacity.
I don't want to say it, but yeah, he's going to take over your job, maybe my job as well, because he's also driving.
If you haven't guessed, the toughest questions in the IndyCar paddock are usually asked by Asher, and that's because he knows his way around a racetrack. In fact, I figured he could show me a couple things. Asher, let's do this.
My good dream is to get up in the Indy cars, maybe even the NASCARs if I can. If I can't be a driver, though, probably want to be up there in the media center of IMS.
And Asher doesn't cut corners when it comes to chasing his dreams, whether he's topping speeds at 60 miles per hour or doing his homework.
Thanks, Jimmy. That's all I got for you. Technically, it's just all about before. Because when we're on our way, I'm always down there writing questions either on my tablet or my notebook I have in the car. Yeah, so that's how I come prepared.
Asher's need for speed will take him as far and as fast as he wants to go. Olivia Ray, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ron Renforth won't hear his name during Final Four starting lineups. But from hotel to hospital, he and a handful of volunteers maneuvered through the March Madness, transporting every daily COVID-19 test at the NCAA tournament.
I was going to anywhere between up to 6 hotels per hour. You can imagine the traffic downtown, and then trying to get everything back here on time. Hello, hello. To make sure these teams would know their test result. It's literally hundreds of runs.
6'7" out of Kansas City, Missouri.
On the front end, unexpected fun, headlined by BYU. The testing process quite the scene.
Like you saw last night with our COVID testing and the intro lineups, that's just who we are as a team. Really proud moments as a coach. I know that sounds weird because it was so silly, but they're proud moments as a coach where you're like, man, these guys, these guys are caring about each other.
It's a lot you can do in a couple of seconds as a guy swabbing his nose and cracking jokes, and a lot of those guys are some hams, so it was fun.
The second most important line of defense, the safe zone tag created by Connexon, worn at all times by all 68 teams.
We have to wear certain compression shorts where we could kind of stick it, have little pockets on it, or some guys, they put it in their socks. It was a little bit of an adjustment.
We actually like to compare it to a domino. It's not tracking your location. What it's doing really is just determining the distance and duration between one another, and then evaluate who's at high risk, who needs to quarantine.
From the first team's arrival in Indianapolis to the eventual national champion's departure, 26,000 COVID-19 tests will be handled here inside the IU Health Pathology Lab. This is a championship effort from across Indy's health community.
It's an incredibly humbling to be part of this, because this tournament not only touches people in Indianapolis and Indiana, but in the nation and the globe.
This has just energized me. I've had so much excitement over this.
It does my heart good to just see how everybody came together.
The biggest shows stand tall thanks to tiny details. In this team, was textbook. Charlie Clifford, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.